So I'm gonna show you how to invest into real estate using none of your own money. I've been able to flip hundreds of real estate deals using all other people's money. And today I'm getting ready to make a phone call to a potential private money lender to convince them to lend money on a new deal that I have. This is completely raw and unedited. And I wanted to do this to give you a look behind the scenes so you know how to have these conversations as well. Let's get it.
Hey man.
What's up? How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I don't know what was the problem, but this one came through. Were you calling from a different phone?
No, it was this one. It would like ring once and then hang up, or I don't know. It was weird sometimes. Can you hear me? I think I lost you.
All right, you there?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Perfect. Where you headed to?
Actually heading to Pittsburgh.
Got to build rapport first.
Me and my friends are music freaks, so we're going out to see Fish out in Pittsburgh for 2 nights.
Nice. That sounds like fun. How many people?
There'll probably be about 5 or 6 of us.
Nice.
There'll be about 20,000 there.
I like it. Are you
Yeah, it's a good time.
For sure. Are you from Columbus or Ohio or?
Oh yeah, I'm from Grove City.
Nice. Yeah, I grew up out there in Gahanna. We played Grove City every year.
Oh, I bet. Well, yeah, Grove City when I was there, it was the early '90s, and they were a football powerhouse. A couple guys went on to OSU and stuff like that. Lou Willard.
Lots of rapport.
Something back in the day, they went undefeated. They went like 32-0 in the regular season, but would lose in the postseason.
Oh man, that's when it counts.
I know. Yeah, right. So.
That's funny. But no, I appreciate you taking some time to jump on a call here today.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm definitely interested. So yeah, what are we looking at?
Yeah, absolutely. So have you ever lent money before on real estate or anything like that?
Not really, honestly. No.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, the simplest kind of explanation for it is basically, when people go to a bank to buy a house, you borrow the money and then they get a mortgage on the property. And then if you don't pay, they foreclose on the house and then, credit, everything gets destroyed. So in essence, it's the same process. It's just you taking the position of the bank. So for example, this deal that I sent you, I don't have it in front of me, but it was like, actually, let me pull it up just so I can talk specific numbers. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
There it is. So yeah, we're buying it for $65,000, putting 40 into it. So we'll be all in for about 105-ish thousand. It'll be worth 125 on the back end. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to borrow $105,000 from people like yourself. And then basically you would send that money to the title company on the purchase. And then at that time, we would sign the mortgage, which you would have a lien on the property. I would also sign a business guarantee and a personal guarantee. And basically those 2 documents is your collateral for the loan. So if I, were to take off to Cancun or something, you would use the note to foreclose because I wouldn't pay, and then the mortgage to foreclose on the asset to recoup the investment. So again, that would never happen, but those are the documents that back your investments. So the simplest form, you lend money, you get a lien on the asset, you earn interest while we do all the work, and then once we go to sell it, then you get paid back all your principal and all your interest at that time.
Okay. How long do you think you're going to hold it?
Yeah, so the notes are written for a 12-month term, but typically they're paid off in 3 to maybe 6 months. Usually it's about 2 to 5 months of the actual hold time.
Okay.
But like I said, the note's written on 12-month. Absolute worst case, it'll be that, but it'll be 3, 4, 5 months.
And were you still talking about 10%?
Correct, yeah. So just for super simple math, let's just use $60,000 at 10%. So that'd basically be $6,000 a year in interest payments. So
Right.
it'd basically be about $500 a month. So it's technically broken down to the day, but just the way to think about it, it's about $500 a month in interest that we would owe as we continue to use the money.
Right. Okay. Well, what do we got to do?
So I know you mentioned the 50-ish thousand, is that, do you have a little bit more, a little bit less, or how much are you comfortable with?
Well, how much are you looking for, I guess?
Yeah, so on this deal is 105,000. So, if you have that, then, we can do the entire deal. If you have a portion of it, that's perfect. And then basically what we do is we just go out and raise the other portion of it. So it just, depends on, where you're at and what you're comfortable with.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still comfortable with right around that same thing. If it was more like 60, I mean, I could do that. Yeah, that's kind of probably where I would be comfortable.
Okay. Yeah, so just to kind of go a little bit more in depth. So for this one, it's about 105,000. So let's just say so there's something called a first mortgage and a second mortgage. So in situations where, there's not just one person funding the entire deal, there's basically a first lien and a second lien, which can be compared to having a bank mortgage and then a line of credit on top of that. So that's kind of the second lien is the line of credit. Typically, it's the bigger dollar amount is in first position, and then the lower dollar amount is in second position. And what that means is, again, if I were to default, which isn't going to happen, but if I were, once it goes to foreclosure, the first person gets paid first, and then the second person gets paid second. So there's a little bit more risk because, obviously you're the second person to get paid. But we're still buying these deals, pennies on the dollar. So there's enough equity and margin in there to pay everybody off still. But, one-off situation, that's the risk on the second mortgage side of things. And I say all that to say it's about 105 in total. So if you were to do 60, that would be the majority. So you'd be in first position and you'd have, a better position lien on the property. So if that's something.
Yeah, that was the reason I wanted to do that, I think.
Perfect. You're already ahead of me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been following closely for a long time, so I'm right there, kind of getting my toe in there a little bit. But I'm definitely going to be purchasing a house myself, and hopefully this year.
Nice.
And doing kind of what you guys are doing, man.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, I'll share, the spreadsheet and stuff on this, so you can kind of understand the thought process behind it. And you can use it, for the future too, but, it could be a good way to learn as well.
Awesome, man. That'd be great.
Awesome. So just kind of, high level through the process, just so we're on the same page. So we're waiting on title to clear, which might be clear today, might be clear on Monday. Once it clears, then we'll go to closing. So my guess is Tuesday, Wednesday-ish of next week we'll be closing. So what that process is, once I have the date, I'll copy you in with the title company on an email. And I'll explain, what we're buying, how we're buying it, that you're the lender, you're lending $60,000. You'll just have to provide a couple pieces of information, which is just the lending name. So if it's just coming from you personally, that's perfect. If it's coming out of a business, give us the business name, and then the mailing address. And then what I'll do is I'll draft the note and the mortgage. So it'll be a promissory note, which is me promising to pay personally and businessly. And then you also get the mortgage. So I'll send those in to you for review and the title company. And then at closing, usually the day before, the morning of, you'll send the wire to the title company. I'll sign docs with the title company. So I'll sign the note and the mortgage before any money's dispersed. And then once the documents are signed, then the seller gets paid, then we get the money to do the rehab. And then, we do our thing. You don't got to worry about anything. And then, 2, 3, 4, 5 months later, I'll shoot you another email copied in with title. It'll just be like, hey, Steve, we're getting ready to sell this on this date. Here's the payoff. Please take a look at it and approve. And, if there's a number off or something, we can work through that. But then all you got to do is say, I approve, and then send your wire information to the title company. And then the title company will wire you all your principal and all your interest back to you. So super simple. All you got to do is send a wire at the beginning and approve a payoff at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I mean, I'm interested in seeing how it goes and go from there. But, I doubt it's better than sitting in a money market at 4.5%. So
Agreed, 100% agreed.
I already, it's basically, I pulled it out today. I did the transfer today, so I'll have it ready. It should be ready by Monday for sure.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it'll close on Monday, but
I'm just saying, like, it's ready. It's it's already out of the money market.
Okay, perfect.
So it's good to go.
Awesome. So Tuesday, Wednesday, no issues with that?
No, I'll be around. Yeah, just let me know. I'll be around all day.
Perfect. Well, that works. I'll get an email out to the title company today or tomorrow with you copied on it, so we can start that doc process and everything. And then just as soon as I hear back on a final closing date, then I'll relay that as well. But like I said, it'll be sometime next week.
Awesome, man. Okay. Well, just let me know, and we'll get it going.
Beautiful. Well, that sounds good. I appreciate it, and like I said, keep an eye out for that email here in the next 24-ish hours, and literally all you got to provide is the name and the address, and then we'll handle everything else.
Thanks, buddy. All right, man. Good talking to you. I'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely. Enjoy your weekend, man.
Thanks, dude. Later.
All right, bye-bye. So that was my first time talking to this private money lender. I actually sent out an email talking about deals and how we use other people's money to fund these deals. And he responded to that email. He responded saying, I might be interested. How does it work? I gave him, a 10 bullet point overview process. We jumped on a call previously, a couple weeks ago. I built the relationship, right? Dig your well before you're thirsty. So I built the relationship before. I didn't need money at that time, right? So it's always easier to raise money when you don't need money. So I had that call. Actually, never even had a call. It was just emails here. He responded, I'm definitely interested. Give me a call, let's talk. So he's going to fund the deal. He's going to fund $60,000 of the $105,000. So I got to go out and find a second private money lender for the $45,000 to get the rest of the deal funded. And we'll be into another deal.